Hello and welcome to MidSouth Matters on Germantown Municipal Television and to our special election broadcast featuring candidates for the Germantown Municipal School Board. I'm your host, Ruth Dunning. My guest today is Linda Fisher, a candidate for the Germantown School Board Position 1. Linda Fisher and her husband Scott have been residents of Germantown since 2001. They have two children, Lauren and Nathan, both who graduated from Germantown schools. Linda earned a bachelor's degree from Purdue University. After graduating, she worked in hospital advertising and marketing. Her leadership roles include being the current chair of the Germantown Municipal School Board and member of the school board that opened the doors of Germantown Municipal School District. She is a past board member of the Legacy Shelby County Schools PTA Board. She's past president of Grove Park Neighborhood Association and a past member of the Germantown Education Commission. Thank you for being here, Linda. We're delighted to have you.
Thank you.
Now, first thing I'm going to ask you is about the last 3 or 4 years since you've been around and have intimate knowledge of that. Tell us first what you are most proud.
There's probably a couple things I'm most proud of. One is we have signed a contract with Baptist Hospital for our functional skills students to go and work 1 day a week.
Okay.
And with the hopes of having employable outcomes. And the reason is we want success for all of our students, and success can come in many different forms: a 4-year degree, 2-year degree, a technical certificate, or a job after graduating.
Tell me about the technical certificates. Do we have many opportunities for that kind of certificate?
No, we don't, and that's what we're looking at now for the future. Is we're looking at working with maybe Southwest and doing some dual credit so that some of our students who want to take a technical path could be taking some dual credit during high school.
And that would go right along with the dual enrollment with the University of Memphis.
Yes.
Anything else?
I think I'm also most excited that our teachers, we support our teachers. This past 2 years we've given them raises, as well as we have a self-funded insurance fund, and so we have a balance of $1.7 million in that health insurance fund. And so the past 2 years we have not increased our health care costs for our teachers. So those two are big steps into rewarding our teachers.
Retaining good teachers.
Yes.
Anything else that you think is wonderful?
There's a lot of things. We've added, since we've opened our doors, we've added orchestra into the elementary. We've added STEM programs. We've added this TV station. And there's a lot of things we still want to do.
Okay, tell us about that. In the next 3 to 5 years, what would you like to see happen?
I think when you look back, what we started with, there were 5 board members, and we started with no money, no policies, no staff, and that we opened our doors successfully. That the first couple of years really was just about that, opening the doors. And now we have the chance to start tweaking things and expanding programs. We want to look at aligning our foreign language from the elementary up through high school. And we're working.
So let's back up a little bit about that. Starting where in elementary school?
That's what we're going to be determining. We're putting together a community group. Teachers will be on it, as well as administrators, parents, and we'll be looking at what we want to do, what's best for our students, and where to start those foreign languages. Do we want to do world languages, and just get it aligned all the way up through our high school. We want to look at, like I said, adding a technical path classes for our students. We also want to look at 7th period, working with our businesses in the community so that our students could engage in going out and working 7th period. We also want to look at maintaining our fiscal responsibility. This year we started with an $8 million reserve, and as I said, a $1.7 million health insurance fund, and we also have fully funded our OPEB.
What is that?
That's our post-employment benefits for our teachers.
Okay.
So that's something we want to continue doing. We also want to continue involving the community. We have an advocacy plan. And so this next year we'll be involving parents, teachers, as we make decisions on, I said, the foreign language, as we make decisions on our class ranking. As we make decisions, we want to work on having a better transition path for our exceptional students as they go from school to school, as well as when they go from school out to the workforce. We also want to work with our parents to develop a website for our preschool parents.
What kinds of things would be on this website?
Well, our preschool parents are those ones, we have a pre-K for our special needs students. And so they're new to the system, and so we want to provide them all the information about what we provide as a school district, whether it's OT, PT, speech. We also want to have links to outside community resources that might help them.
Sounds encouraging.
So
yes,
we
if
want to
you're
better
such a
serve
parent.
that population as well.
Anything else you want to see happen?
We also want to work on, we are state mandated for a RTI program.
Explain what an RTI
And
program
it is a program that responds to intervention, and there's our students, when they do benchmarking, there's tier 3, tier 2, and tier 1. And last year,
Explain tiers 1, 2,
tier
and
1
3.
is probably, the benchmarking is the higher level students,
Okay.
and then tier 2, and then tier 3. And so we do benchmark our students, and what we want to do, or what we did last year, we just was the first year to implement it, and we really focused on the tier 3 students, and we brought up 56% of our students in the tier 3 to the tier 2. But what we really need to look at too is helping tier 2 and also tier 1, and that's something that we're looking at right now for this next year, is how we can tweak that program to help our tier 2 and tier 1 students.
I know Houston High School had, for 2 years in a row, the highest ACT scores, cumulative scores in the state. Is there emphasis on continuing that kind of academic excellence?
Yes, the past 2 years we have had the highest ACT average score, and what we're doing this year is we are identifying those students who didn't hit the 21 benchmark. And also, they could have hit 21 in math, but they may not have hit it in English. And we're working to identify those students so that we can work with them. We want all of our students to be hit that 21 benchmark, because then they can get the Tennessee Promise and the Hope Scholarship. And I think last year 44% of those students hit all the benchmarks. So we do have some work to do with our students.
Anything else? Any academic interests?
We're always looking at expanding our programs. Right now we have the Honors Academy. So if you're coming here and your interest is heavily in the honors programs, we have a Leadership Academy, and that is more towards if you're looking more at volunteer and leadership. And then, like I said, we're looking at adding a Fine Arts Academy as well.
How would that work? And would that be at Houston High School?
It would be at Houston High School, and I will tell you right now we have a committee with parents, teachers, administrators that are looking at developing that program. And we also want to work with GPAC here in town. We would like to have some internships for our students there, as well as bring their performers in to our schools as well.
Any other things on your wish list here?
Well, there's a lot of things on our wish list. We are looking at, this past year we did a program called Classroom Crashers.
Explain that.
And that is where teachers could apply. Some of them did it through a video with using their students. And they had to, in this application, tell what they wanted done to their classroom to make it 21st century. And so 2 teachers were selected, one at the elementary and one at the high school. And over the summer, parents and other teachers came in, and we worked to transform their classrooms from painting it to getting 21st century technology, desks, little couches in the elementary, and also technology itself for the classroom. And what we want to see from that is we want to look and see what works before we move ahead and try to transform some of our classrooms into those. And I think that goes along too, one of the things we want to do is we want to update our facilities. When you look at our facilities, they need updating when you look at the outside. And we would like to update our facilities, but we've been working mainly on our deferred maintenance right now. We put new windows in Farmington, new lighting outside, new roof and air conditioning at Dogwood. We've paved at Houston High and put a new energy management system in here. We've paved Houston Middle and also put a new hardwood floor in their gym. And we've also put the 64,000 square foot addition that were started at Riverdale so we can eliminate those portables.
Are there portables also at Dogwood?
Yes. This past year we had to add modular classrooms.
Oh, we don't call them portables anymore, sorry.
These are a little nicer. These actually have teachers' restrooms as well as children's restrooms.
Okay.
They are a step up from what we have at Riverdale. But we had to add those at Farmington and Dogwood. When we started our school system, we had facility meetings out in the community, 3 of them. And we talked about what we saw coming as far as growth, and we had a 10-year growth study done. And on the 10-year growth study, we have almost reached it in 3 years.
Oh, my.
It's hard to predict when private school students return, as well as when an older population sells their homes. And many people are moving into Germantown. And so with that increase in the elementary population, we've had to add portables.
Sounds like it's going to be a busy 4, 5, 6, 10 years coming up. And that's it. Our time is over, so you ended on a wonderful note. And I'd like to thank Linda Fisher for taking the time out of her day to be on the show and sharing her vision for the Germantown Board of Education, Position 1. Stay tuned for more interviews with other candidates running for the Germantown Board of Education.